Jason.
Hey, I'm finally up. Sorry about that. Being flush with life right now, but
No worries. No worries.
okay. So what would you like to discuss for like what topic there is? I need to say.
Well, my grandfather, I think, is trying to communicate with me, and I'm kind of interested to see what he has to say. And I've been told that his spirit is with me, and he's hanging out with me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to connect with me through my dreams, and I'm unable to connect because I never really remember my dreams.
Okay.
Let's see what else. And then, just kind of pick up on anything that you feel like you're picking up on me, maybe about if any loved ones come through, or, any major life events that are coming up in 2022 or 23.
Okay.
I should look forward to, like the normal career, health, marriage, family.
Well, that's what I mean. Usually I just focus on, if you say career, health, marriage, like those are the three things for a half hour, but I can focus on mediumship easily, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so like my grandfather, he's trying to connect with me and tell me something, and I don't know what it is. So.
Well, before we even start now, I'll say there's breadcrumbs you can pick up on. Times a day, if it's 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, those kind of times, or songs or birds or feathers. There's indirect ways that they communicate to us, like spiritual breadcrumbs, like a Morse code.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you that has a lot to do with sometimes. You definitely will be able to communicate with him on a more regular basis once you're used to the way they communicate to us. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
What's that?
I understand that. I've seen feathers. I talk to him.
It's in relation to when you're thinking about him, and then if you notice something distinctive after that, it's not just coincidence. It's a form of communication.
Okay.
Okay? I'm going to take 3 deep breaths and we'll start reading.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't keep track of your dreams at all after you wake up.
No, I don't.
I'm being told that from him.
No, I don't.
And why do you feel lost? Because he's trying to tell you you're not lost about something.
I'm lost.
He's telling me there's something that you've been dealing with, and he wants me to let you know that he's coming through to reassure you about it.
Okay.
There's something... I feel like you're on the fence about something, and he's wanting me to reassure you about it. It's basically how he's phrasing it. So when they come through from the other side, they'll bring up statements and phrases, and it's like playing charades. But with you, he's kind of talking matter of fact, and he's like, he wants you to be relaxed. He doesn't want you to be stressed about something that's consuming you recently, and that there's something that's going to work out for you going forward. And he's trying to just share with me that he's happy and proud of you, and he wants you to hang in there, that things get better going forward for you. That there's not going to be something that disrupts things.
Okay, that's good to know.
In terms of a message, general message, it's just saying he's kind of giving you a high five about something too, that you figured something out.
Okay, high five.
You know, and what I'll tell you, sometimes I'll say things that you understand, he understands, but I'm like, okay, it's a high five. But he's talking to you about something else that you might know about. He's telling me he's proud of you, but he's also happy that you've handled the situation a lot better than you may have in the past. You've grown a lot, you've changed a lot, you're matured. And he's just telling me that you're making some really good decisions in your life, and that's what he really wants you to know, is that you're on the right path for yourself. He doesn't see you struggling in the future the way you struggled in the past with things. I feel like there were certain relationship issues you had, or certain things in your past that indicate a kind of level of confusion for you about things. Like being confused about finding the right person for yourself, or being unhappy about yourself with certain things because someone else let you down. And he's trying to tell you that, look, just because you deal with disappointing people doesn't mean you need to stay disappointed. Like, you are you. And there's people that are across your path every day. And it's kind of like looking at the big picture for yourself. Like, yes, you'll be disappointed by people, but it's not going to, no one's going to have the ability to set you back at all. No one has the ability to impact your life in such a way that you need to be fearful about something, or concerned about something, or feel like you're consumed, overly thinking something, a situation or a person, or, something like that. I'll give an analogy. Like when I get worried about something and, you know, we're all vulnerable, like just being concerned. He's trying to share with me, he's like, how to comfort your concerns, how to like, you're going to find more messages coming up is the point with him.
More messages. Okay.
Yeah, more, you'll feel his energy. He's trying to tell me, he tries to come through, you feel his energy, and you may not always believe it's his energy, but it's him. Spiritually, when you cross over, you'll notice, once you're familiar with it, you'll notice the signature of someone's spirit. You'll feel your grandmother, your grandfather, or anyone else who's deceased. You know, you'll feel their energies. It's a weird thing, but it's not a weird thing. It's part of nature. It's part of energy. We're all part of nature. We're all part of the universe. So if you look at it that way and you take those other predisposed beliefs out of it and you look at it with an open mind, it's a very natural process when someone crosses over. They communicate with all of us, not just someone who's called a medium like me. I mean, honestly, I just think I'm just somebody who's more in tune. I think everyone's a medium in their own way. And there isn't such a thing of being cut off from your grandfather or cut off spiritually from somebody. You just have to learn to be able to open yourself up to be able to recognize when it's a message, you know that it is.
Okay.
It's very subtle. If I told you right now that you had Wi-Fi in your house, and I'm sure you do, would you believe me if I said you had Wi-Fi if you don't see it or touch it or know it's there? Of course not.
No.
You'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. But then we have a device that can pick it up and you see it and it makes you connected to the internet. That's how your grandfather's spirit is. He's a subtle energy connecting to you all the time, never off, always on, Wi-Fi signal. And the challenge is not him connecting to you. The challenge is opening yourself up to be able to receive the messages when he sends them.
Open up. Okay.
And, you know, you can do that, and that's through prayer and meditation and mindfulness, clearing your mind. And if you're like, I'd love to be able to receive messages, you know, I want to calm myself. I want to shut down all outside noises for a little bit, be mindful, be present, meditate. You can learn how to meditate from YouTube videos, you know. I mean, it's not rocket science to calm your mind and meditate, but I feel like he wants to communicate with you to reassure you. And any message you're able to receive from him on your own, you'll get that encouragement, that reassurance, and confidence that that he wants you to have and know.
Okay.
Well, you have any questions about that? No.
You know, I'm just thinking. I mean, no, I just know that he's just trying to communicate. And I just, through my dreams, I don't remember, but...
Here's another thing I'll say. Even though visitation dreams are big, I've experienced them with my grandfather before. We actually referred to something that's a tangible thing. I didn't know I still had it. When I woke up, I found it. It was crazy. So even if you're not picking up the dreams he's trying to communicate to you about, don't get discouraged and don't feel like you're not communicating with him because have you felt his energy since his passing?
Yeah, I have a couple, key things that he gave me, or that was given to me, that are, from my grandmother, and, I wear my grandmother's, her wedding band that my mom had made into a pinky ring for me, yeah. And then I have, a jewelry box in my bedroom, that he made for my grandmother. So it's, I have him all over the place, and I'm in the same line of business that he's in, career-wise. So we have that in common.
He's gonna guide you. He's gonna guide you all the time.
Yeah.
Work-wise, especially with your successes that you're gonna do. You're gonna stumble a little once in a while, but you're not gonna fail. And he's telling me he's guiding your hand as you go forward in your stuff, in your work stuff. And he wants you to work to the highest level you can with it.
Yeah, I want to.
That's what he's telling me to share with you. And he knows you're gonna do that. So he has zero doubt in his mind that that's not going to be something you're not going to do. You will do that.
That's very reassuring.
He wants you to know that. He also wants you to, if there's a trip or something that you're supposed to go on and you keep delaying it or something like those lines, he's trying to show me some with travel for you.
Yeah.
And I think he wants you to take a trip and mellow out, enjoy yourself. He's sometimes really hard on yourself. And he loves you for who you are and what you do, but he doesn't want you to be so hard on yourself. He wants you to be kinder to yourself. He doesn't want you to feel like you're regretting something because you made a quote-unquote mistake about something. No mistakes.
No mistakes.
Only learning experience.
Right, yeah.
And so, look, I've made enough mistakes in my life, and I can tell you, I like to think back that they're learning experiences. Because if I think of them as mistakes, I'll feel like crap, you know? And there's times you can repair things with certain people or situations, and then there's times you just have to accept that there's something. I'm looking at my grandfather's picture. I'm talking to you. It's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, what? You're gonna feel so much better in your future once you realize going forward that there are things that are going to come into your life that are going to kind of like make the past feel better for yourself.
I gotcha.
Any disappointments with people or any prior dynamics that you've been, maybe thinking about during the last few months, it's going to get better for you because you're not going to be stuck in the past.
Yeah. Okay. That's good advice.
I live it, to be honest with you. I gotta tell myself that advice all the time with my own mantras and stuff, because we all have our insecurities and stuff.
Yeah, I'm in a male-dominated industry, and it's it's just very. It can be a lot sometimes. I think I do want to perform at the highest of my ability.
Who paces in your family? Who's a pacer? Walks around a lot?
My dog, she's old. She paces a lot.
No, this is a human pacing.
A human pacer?
Yeah. Someone else connected to you, not your grandfather.
Okay.
And energy. And literally as I'm reading you're talking to me, I had to get up and go for a little walk around my house right now.
I've been walking all morning.
That means that there's someone connected to you whose energy pace around.
I'll ask. I pace a lot. I move a lot.
Okay.
I was pacing before our phone call.
It's probably your energy then, because I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
When I tune in energy during a reading, I'll pick up the person's energy and habits they do. And either I'll be stationary and sit during the reading, or when I walk around a lot, that reflects either the person paces, a person on the other side makes me get up because a lot of energy and the energetic connection of all of it, or some other dynamic of it. So it makes it interesting because you think about it, you're like, well, what does that mean? But in reality, the way you can view it is it means that basically the energies are so aligned with us talking right now.
You're walking.
That I'm walking around.
Yeah, no, that was me earlier. I'm sitting now for this to take notes and stuff, and just to.
Well, and you're also going. That trip I mentioned that he said he wants you to go on.
Yeah.
I also feel like you're going to do something with, further schooling for yourself or training.
Okay.
There's something coming up with a course or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking about taking another course to advance my my level of knowledge in my profession. So yes.
You're about to go up a couple levels too. That's what he's telling me to share with you.
Oh my God.
You're not stationary. You're going up. You're still rising. You're going.
That's
like a hot air
awesome.
balloon. And show me a picture of hot air balloons.
Hot air balloons. I like that.
That shows success. He wants you to be happy about where you are and what you're doing, and he doesn't want you to look at things in regret. Is basically how I feel he's coming through with the tone of what he's saying to you.
Okay.
Is if you can look at things from the point of view that we all stumble. There's no one who doesn't stumble, but it's when you pick yourself back up and keep going that matters.
Absolutely.
And when you look at it that way, we're allowed room for error, right? We're allowed to make detours and changes in our direction sometimes, or whatever it is. And, coming up this year, the things that you didn't think are attainable in your career or not attainable in your personal life, it's changing this year. Things are going kind of back into a direction of progress for people. And I think you're going to start noticing that as we get towards the summer months. For you, at least, I feel like your summer months are going to pick up in activity, and you're going to enjoy certain things that you get to do that you haven't done in a while.
Okay.
And that's where I feel travel could kick in, because I think you might go on. I know at least one trip I see you on, and I see you doing something local within 100 or 200 miles of where you live, but doing a weekend trip.
Yeah, I have a couple of those booked already.
Good. They're just showing me that in your energy. I see you being not stationary. I've been stationary for 2 years, so I can't wait to be.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we have a big trip coming up at the end of. Well, I travel a lot for work too, but it's all work. So it's never just
No, this is pleasure. This is personal. This is personal development, personal growth. It's almost like if you go on a spiritual retreat in the future, I wouldn't doubt you do that someday. Like I went to Arizona on my own and traveled around Sedona and saw the Grand Canyon. It was very spiritual out there.
I bet.
The ley lines, that's all very healing energy. And if you can tap into nature as a healing modality for yourself, you'll get past any insecurities or fears you go through. We all have insecurities and fears every day. I wake up in the mornings and if I look to my past and I wake up and look at what we've been through, I get depressed. If I wake up and look what's ahead and where we are now, I'm happy, I'm fine, I'm great. I always think in my own mind, you can't drive your car in the rearview mirror. You have to look forward.
Yeah.
So if we all just start looking forward instead of looking at the past, I feel like there's a lot of healing that can take place over the long run. Gradual healing. It's not noticeable right away. Time heals itself for us with certain things.
Okay.
I learned that through life experience.
No, it's good. That's good.
You know? And your wisdom level is going to go high in the next 5 years. You're going to have a lot of life experience, positive life experience, not negatives. Like, I feel like you're going to experience, like, really deep connections. And you've had some of that already, but you have more of it. And when that increases and picks up, it's very reassuring. It makes you feel way more confident and happier about things and not as insecure about stuff or feeling like, am I ever going to, am I lonely? Sometimes the pause of when you're alone helps prepare you for that next dynamic when you're with somebody and where you're happier, You asked about relationship. You said marriage. I just need to ask you if you're currently in a relationship.
I am. Yes, I am married.
What's that?
I am married.
You're married. What's the person's name?
Robert.
And his age, approximately. You know his age. But.
He's 51. He'll be 52 in March.
Okay. I feel like he's gone through some struggles within himself. There's some internal stuff he's going through. I get some miscommunication that needs to be worked on between you guys. There's something about miscommunication I'm getting, like not completely expressing themselves about things that might be on their mind and possibly being somewhat distant at times. Being in the room but not being like communicative or something along those lines.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
What's that?
You can see that? I can see like a little bit of the distance.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not permanent distance. It's just being preoccupied about things or a lot of things on the mind.
We just a little insider. I'm up late nights and I'm like, I guess not really easy to sleep with because I'm up really late and he has like a more like 7 to 6 job. So we're very much a little bit at evening times. We kind of just come home and like, we don't really always sleep in the same bed except for on the weekends. And so it is very distant. And,
you have different schedules.
Yeah, but we get along great. But yeah, I miss that. I wish that it would be like an every night.
What could you do? Could you make some compromises with each other to make that happen?
We've tried. We've tried. It's just then I lay there and I'm miserable and
keep trying.
I keep trying.
See,
yeah.
I'm one of these eternal optimist people. Like, I understand what you're talking about. The whole this you feel like you're like strangers in your own house when you're not in the same bed when you're dating, when you're married, you're your soulmates. You're supposed to be together.
Yeah.
I get that. I'm the same way. I'll tell you this. I think you keep trying. You try to figure out a way. I would let him know. I'd say, hey, I'm sure you have, but I know you have. But I'm saying, like, bring it up in a way where you could say, I love you. You're so important to me, and life is so fleeting. We've all learned that, right? And so I'd really like to see if we could work out scheduling time together, whatever way you can do that, There's always a will. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
And if you both really want to do that, you can definitely do it. I see compromises ahead. I think if you express more to him and make it clear where you are with it, he'll understand better.
Yeah. But then I have to go to bed earlier.
Well,
there's compromise on mine.
Sleep or something. I don't know. I'm just saying in general. Like you may need to negotiate a little. You may need to come off your position a little bit if it has to accommodate his schedule because of work.
I know, there's compromise on both sides, so...
Yeah, absolutely. But if you approach it both with compromise, I see you improving that better. If it's not every night during the week, it's like an extra 2 nights.
Okay.
Whatever it is, I would say an extra 2 nights of you with your husband in your room together is good.
Yeah.
And it's worth that sleep dynamic if you can really get closer to each other.
The funny thing is, I actually sleep better with him in bed with me, and he sleeps worse. So he says there's.
You guys got to compromise that.
I know.
Is,
there's.
is a back sleeper, side sleeper?
No, he says it's I have 2 cats and a dog, and he said that the room is just too active for him at night. Like the cats will like walk on me or walk on him, and he doesn't like that because he said it wakes him up and stuff.
Gotcha.
But for me, I'm asleep.
There's a compromise right there. You can compromise with the animals.
Yeah.
You can compromise with your schedule. You can compromise with the animals. I mean, it's going to be a give and a take. But keep in mind, you guys can make it work.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
I see your marriage improving with direct communication, compromise. I mean, not as bad now, like you said, but the type of things you want to improve on it, you can do.
Okay. That's awesome. That's good to know.
I don't have any doubt about that.
I'll pass that along.
Yeah. And I mean, so career, I see you improving the career with, that though, you can see where you're improving your career.
Well, with my career, I like what I do. I really enjoy what I do. I don't know. I'm questioning if it's going to be a long term with this company, or what the status is of my growth, or
you're gonna get another job in the future. I think you'll get recruited for another job by somebody who really cares about what you do or interested in you. Because I think there's somebody who's going to reach out to you. I don't know if it's a headhunter or if it's somebody in your industry that knows you. There's going to be somebody who reaches out to you, and they reach out to you in the sense of wanting to mentor you and work with you. And I feel like over time, you're going to gain trust with these people, and then you're going to switch companies, but it's going to be for a higher level position that leads you to greater growth and greater pay, and greater stability.
Okay.
And you might move more in a managerial thing in the future or have people under you.
Yeah.
Because I see that too.
Okay. That's good to know.
Any changes like that, though, you're doing it. You're controlling that. You're making the decisions. Like, you get approached, you think about it, you pursue it. Yes, it's risky, but the risk works out for benefit more than negativity. And that's where you wind up in a different category for your work stuff. And I feel like you'll get to do things that you're not having to be on the road as much.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you're going to have opportunities with that, so.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and I guess maybe last thing is maybe like health, like family, like how am I doing overall, like with my health and anything coming up.
Your health that I'm going to tell you is that managing your own health requires you to put effort into doing it. I know you do that, but I feel like there's more you can do to calm yourself when you get anxious, or not letting some negative perspective occupy more headspace than it needs to. I'm being told to phrase it like that to you. Like, don't let anyone in your head that doesn't belong there. Like, if someone bothers you, leave it out of you. Try not to dwell on it, is what's basically being shared.
Okay.
And you're going to reconcile with somebody from your past when you brought up other people. I feel like there's someone in the past you've been distanced from that you're going to reconcile with, and the sense of reconnecting and actually having a good conversation and understanding Joe's point of view better.
Okay.
That might be around May.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And timing sometimes gets all, because that's free will, but I feel like there's somebody who's coming forward to want to reach out to you, or you're going to be in someone's path and start talking to somebody. And health-wise for you, I feel like you've been through some things, but I feel like the stuff that's coming up isn't anything like, it's maintenance stuff. I call that like you go to your doctor, you get checked over.
I just did that.
Whatever it is.
I just got some blood work
done. That's the kind of
done.
stuff I see you doing in the future too. I don't see anything. I mean, it's hard for you to tell you exactly everything in your health, but I'll say from what I can pick up on. I feel like you're going to be doing things to manage and improve your health, not anything. You're going to grow healthier in terms of your, I don't know if it's dietary changes you make. Something with eating different ways and looking at nutrition differently is going to improve your perspective, and I feel like you're going to be healthier over the long run.
Okay.
Someone keeps repeating to me not to be hard on yourself. Like, if you have hard ideas to yourself or you take out on yourself, you feel really horrible sometimes. I'm being told to tell you not to knock it out. Stop it.
Stop.
Yeah, stop.
Stop.
Being portrayed as strongly as possible to you.
Stop.
That,
So stop being hard on
myself. They
myself.
don't want you beating up on yourself about things internally.
Yeah, I do that.
That's what I'll have to say to you. It's like, you're sitting in front of me, well, you're not sitting in front of me, on the phone with each other.
Yeah.
And one of the things I'm picking up your energy is that you're really hard on yourself sometimes. And it's like, it's understandable because I know you're in a male industry and all that, male-dominated industry, but that's going to change, God willing, in the future.
Yeah.
And I'm a big, open-minded person. I think everybody needs to be equal in life, at least with the gender gap and that kind of stuff and pay. We need to get that stuff updated, in my opinion. we need updates, like computer programs. And I think for you, like, what you're going to really enjoy coming up this year is you're going to have more control over things in your life than you've had in the past. And you're not going to feel, like, prone to being stressed about, what does that see? I see you being, like, stressed about, like, trying to make certain things fit in your life and work in your life. And in the future, they're going to be more natural. Things are going to be coming to you naturally, more comfortable. You're not going to struggle as much as you have, is the way I see it. With less struggle comes more leisure, more enjoyment of your time.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I see coming up this summer especially. I see you having more time to recharge, take a break from things, and have greater leisure. And that's going to help you. Going to really change. I saw some college friends I haven't seen in like 2 years over the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, is this what it's like to see people I haven't seen in so long? Like, we're all together. We're not on a Zoom screen. Like, it was great. It was healthy. It was healthy for me. It was healing me, just having that experience for a few hours. You're going to have things in the future come up that you're going to really be happy you're at, that you're doing, that you're with. You're going to be with groups of people you really enjoy being with, family members, friends, whatever.
That's great. So I have a good 2022 ahead of me.
Yeah, it's. I was really excited about this year, and then I got COVID in January. Knocked me down for a month, right?
Yeah.
I was like, shit. Now what are we at?
Yeah.
But the reality is, your 2022 is going to feel a lot better over the long run. You're going to have little bumps here and there like we all do every day or every month or week or whatever it is. Difficult people come in and out of your life. You'll have to deal with that. But I don't see you having any hurdles that really knock you down at all or cause you to stumble. I just see you're very methodical with your career especially, and you're very focused, and I feel like that's going to continue to bring you success.
That's good to hear.
You have it in you to be what you want to do.
I do.
Now you just got to commit to it and make it happen.
Yeah.
That's really what I see.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, sometimes I can be indecisive too and question my own, my decisions, and because it's like, is this really what I want? Like, you got to step up, and then it's like, it's just decisions you have to make. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about lately, more and more responsibility, all this kind of stuff, but...
It's interesting. Life changes and life events, like you said earlier, they put us in different perspectives. Like if a grandfather dies or a parent dies or, new job or new career or whatever it is, new relationships, renewed relationships from the past. But, one of the things they'll give you is an opportunity to really, improve perspective for yourself and not having to be worried or concerned about things that occupy, what if thoughts, what if this happens? What if that happens? Well, yeah, guess what? What if it doesn't happen? Then you just wasted all your time worrying about what if it did, when it never did. Mm-hmm. And 95% of the time, our what if thoughts don't ever happen. They don't. And I'm sure I'm wrong when I say that statistically. I'm sure most of the time when you think of what if thoughts from the past, and I started to do this with myself, I would have something occur and I'd be like, what if, Yeah. And I started teaching myself after I did my show. I have a podcast. I had a lot of guests come on and say some amazing things in their books and stuff. I've learned from them. 90%, a great proportion, I'll say that, a great proportion of what we worry about never occurs. And most things happen in the middle of the two extremes of what you're worried about. So if you were to look at it that way and not get so consumed by what if anymore, and like my mom does what if on everything. And I'm like, Mom, you gotta learn not to do what if. It's wasting your time. You're going to spin yourself in a wheel, all of a sudden a dither about something, and then you pass it and you realize all that anxiety was for naught. And I'm not saying, some anxiety is good anxiety, get stuff done. But when there's the fight or flight feeling and you're laying in bed at night, and if you're worried about something, there's a time to meditate and try to shut it off so you don't feel like you're still prolonged by those kind of things.
I feel sometimes I'm a very I can manifest a lot of things into existence.
Yeah.
And so that's
Perfect.
you know, my husband jokes that I can find the best parking spots as an
You're
example.
intuitive. We all have intuition. My own brother texted me freaking out that he was in a church and he heard the word fire, and then somebody brought up that it was a fire 5 years ago, and that he has a lot of things that he picks up. I'm like, okay, I'm psychic. Maybe you're psychic more than the average person. And my thing is, everybody's intuitive. I can't find one person who's not going to tell me about how they went down the parking lot and they just knew on the left there was a space that wasn't really seen by your eyes, but you knew it was there. That's because you're intuitive and you can pick up on energies. And the universe guides us like a GPS system. We just don't pay attention to it because most of us are cut off from understanding spirituality and how we're spiritual beings in a human world. Like, we're in a 3D world, but we're all really spiritual beings here.
Yeah.
And we're like avatars are our bodies, but we're still being guided by external forces we're unaware of. And a lot of times people have these exceptional abilities as athletes or creative artists or whatever it is. And I personally believe it has to do with intuition. That their intuition can ground them and focus them and get them to do what they need to do and excel at it. And I feel like in your own field, you have certain levels of your own business intuition for yourself or some savviness that's going to help you grow into the position I see you going. Your future self is going to be very happy in that position. And I see your future self, like I have my hands on my head, like I have a desk chair I'm sitting at, and I have my hands on my head, kind of satisfied, looking up at the ceiling, like if I was you in the future, looking at where you're at.
That's cool. That makes me happy.
So... And your manifesting thing, by the way, keep doing it. It works.
Yeah,
too.
It does work. It does work.
Use your vision boards. Put your stuff down. Focus and meditate before you put the stuff on the board that you want to happen. But I always do that.
Yeah.
And I also do manifestation candles. I haven't been doing them in a few weeks and I ran out. But, you know, if you're worried about something, put it into the candle. Let the candle burn the anxiety while you're living your life.
I have some like crystals that I use.
Yeah, nice.
I didn't know if there was like one particular crystal or like color that you feel.
I will tell you right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Rose quartz is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I love. That's pretty.
Spiritual Xanax, right? It's a stone that when you meditate with it, I have so much of it. When you meditate with it, when you have it with you, it's the maternal stone of the universe, so it gives you healing, loving energy.
Yeah.
And it's so positive. So it's one of my favorites.
Okay.
I love amethyst if you want to grow your intuitive abilities. Amethyst is good to meditate with and focus on. And then there's also labradorite, which I have right in front of me here, which is good for improving communication between you and your husband, for example.
Okay.
If there's things you want to compromise with each other, labradorite's a good stone to have around you guys.
Okay.
I mean, there's so many of them.
Yeah, but just like for me, just to carry in my purse or have in my car, or like I have some have it by my bed.
I have them in my car too,
and it just kind of grounds me a little bit.
You might relate to this. I went through security a couple years ago, and I had a backpack, and I forgot that I had like 7 different crystals in it. And they, of course, go to check the bag, and they take all these stones out. Okay. And the guys look at me like, "Why are you going through security with these?" I go, "Because I'm allowed to."
Yeah.
And the lady looks at me and goes, "They're allowed on planes." So he had to put them back in the bag. And I was like, "Oh my God."
That's funny.
Yeah. I just feel comfortable for your future with what I pick up in your energy. And you've done a pretty good job. People that were negative in your life, so.
That's good. Okay.
All right.
Well, you're the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If you ever have an interest as a new client, if you do for me, I can give you 10 free minutes on a future reading too. So keep that in mind.
You got it. Yeah. I'm really glad to know that my grandfather's with me and, gave me some good advice, and
100%.
I'll relay that on to my mom because they just were like, what's he selling you? And I'm like, I don't know. So it's like, I don't remember my dreams. So I figured that as a medium.
You're on the right path for yourself. You're heading in the right direction, and you're doing exactly what you need to be doing.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Jason.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Erica. Have a good day.
Good luck. Bye.
Bye.